cheaper and everyone will be covered and no one will ever die and it'll be out in 2 weeks.
So we have a great plan coming out.
We're going to have fantastic health care
Within 2 weeks. It's just about completed now.
3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks.
Liberals should stop saying the Trump voters are stupid. You wear Queers for Palestine t-shirts and masks 2 years after the pandemic ended.
Wait, is that really Bill Maher talking? Oh, it is. And the woke left is absolutely losing its mind. Hi, besties. Today we talk about the most unapologetic, most brutal host has been ripping into liberals with no mercy, and his latest takedown, it's got the entire Democratic establishment shaking. Maher has been on a rampage, calling out the absurdities of modern left-wing politics, and the mainstream media is in full-blown panic mode.
The Democratic polling firm Blueprint told Democrats months ago that black voters, aka their supposedly liberal base, were more likely to find the president too liberal than too conservative.
Desperate attempts to silence him have failed spectacularly, but his latest response? It sent shockwaves through the political world. It all exploded when Maher dropped a bombshell, a video featuring a jaw-dropping poll that completely obliterated the Biden administration. The numbers? Devastating. The impact? Unstoppable. And the reaction? Pure chaos. The liberal elites weren't just embarrassed, they were exposed in real time. And now, they're scrambling to do damage control. But Maher, he's doubling down, and the fallout is unlike anything we've seen before. Buckle up, this one is getting wild. Before we jump in, if you enjoy watching our videos, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It's totally free for you, but it means the world to us.
I mean, they asked them a question today, and I'm sure if you're of the type of person who just always hates the one team and loves what the other one does, they asked them a question about the crash. They said, will you visit the crash site? Now, every other politician would go, of course, it was a tragedy. And he went, it's the water.
Numbers don't lie, but the left sure does. Bill Maher just dropped a truth bomb so massive, it left liberals scrambling for cover. The shocking revelation? The latest statistics show a number so huge, it surpasses the combined totals of the last 3 presidents. And yet, despite the cold, hard facts staring them in the face, the left still refuses to accept reality. But here's where things get even wilder. Maher didn't stop there. He took the conversation straight into one of the most controversial topics in politics: abortion. And the way he introduced it, jaw-dropping.
In the wake of America about to lose abortion rights, the ACLU recently tweeted a list of those who would be disproportionately harmed by this.
His brutal honesty sent shockwaves through the Democratic establishment. But it's what he uncovered that's truly explosive. Newly revealed Democrat research exposes a truth they never wanted the public to see. And when you find out who abortion laws might actually hurt the most, you won't believe your ears. This changes everything.
You would think women might top that list? No, wasn't even on the list. Second on the list was LGBT. Really? Abortion rights affects gay and trans people more than, breeders?
As if the disasters they've already caused weren't enough, the left has now taken things to a whole new level. Believe it or not, they've been pushing to force all Americans into identifying as LGBTQ+. Sounds insane? That's because it is.
Broken down over time, the LGBT population of America seems to be roughly doubling every generation.
And Maher? He wasn't having any of it. In his signature no-nonsense style, he tore apart this absurd agenda on live TV. And then came the line that sent the woke mob into a full-blown meltdown. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but I only remember there being 2 genders. The outrage was immediate. The backlash? Predictable. But the truth? Undeniable. The radical left's obsession with rewriting biology and forcing ideology down America's throat just got exposed in the most brutal way possible. And the fallout? Oh, it's only just beginning.
According to a recent Gallup poll, less than 1% of Americans born before 1946, that's Joe Biden's generation, identify that way. 2.6% of boomers do, 4.2% of Gen X, 10.5% of millennials, and 20.8% of Gen Z. Which means if we follow this trajectory, we will all be gay in 2054.
Think this is all just some wild conspiracy? Think again. This isn't a joke. It's a full-scale agenda backed by secret funding and a relentless push to reshape America. And they were getting away with it until Bill Maher stepped in and blew it wide open.
Now, is wokeness the main reason for the fires? Of course not. But it's also not wrong to associate some of the unforced errors our government made with the things normies see as hallmarks of uber-progressive politics. Questionable budget priorities, high taxes that get you nothing.
Maher didn't just expose their twisted narrative, he humiliated them. In a brutal takedown that left liberals speechless, he forced them to take a hard look in the mirror. And the irony, Maher has been a Democrat for years, but now it looks like common sense is finally making a comeback. His unapologetic truth bombs have struck a nerve, and with the way things are going, it's only a matter of time before he rethinks his political allegiance. Because let's be real, when even lifelong liberals start waking up, you know the tide is turning.
Making everything about identity politics, virtue signaling overseas instead of tending to the nuts and bolts at home. Cali has no shortage of safety commissions and agencies and bureaucrats and regulators and, of course, sign language interpreters who communicate with their face. But common sense, we better get some of that back soon, because wildfires in California are like jobs in a club. Inevitable, and they're only going to get bigger.
For once, Bill Maher said something so brutally honest, so undeniably true, that even his biggest critics had to take a step back. This was, without a doubt, the smartest and most genuine statement he's ever made. But hold on, this was just the calm before the storm. Because just days ago, Maher unleashed a truth bomb so explosive, it shook even the most diehard liberals to their core.
Crowley's official bio says Chief Crowley leads a diverse department, creating, supporting, and promoting a culture that values diversity, inclusion, and equity while striving to meet and exceed the expectations of the communities. Well, you didn't exceed my expectations, which was that the whole city wouldn't burn down. But it's telling that diversity is mentioned twice before we get to while striving to meet expectations. Now, can you do two things at once? Yes. But it matters where your head is. Deputy Chief Kristen Larson said this.
It wasn't just conservatives nodding in agreement. This was something the left themselves had been too blind to see. And now, there's no going back. The narrative is crumbling. The excuses are running out, and Maher just proved that the truth always wins.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you.
Which would sound kind of racist if a Southern sheriff said it. Who teaches people this bullshit? No one cares what someone looks like when they're pulling you out of a burning house.
Seriously, how did we let it get this bad? We've reached a point where diversity is being prioritized over actual quality, and the results? A complete disaster. And Bill Maher? He refused to stay silent. In one of his most savage takedowns yet, Maher called out this insane agenda for what it really is. A virtue-signaling catastrophe that's destroying the country from the inside out. But he didn't stop there. He dragged Kamala Harris and her failed campaign straight into the fire. Remember all those promises? The ones that never even came close to happening? Maher laid it all out, exposing the incompetence, the hypocrisy, and the undeniable fact that identity politics is sinking the very people it claims to uplift. The woke crowd wasn't ready for this one, and now they're scrambling to do damage control. But it's too late. The truth is out, and Maher just made sure no one can ignore it. That's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed the ride, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Your support means everything to us, and trust me, the best is yet to come. See you soon.